Okay, so get ready to laugh because today we're going to dive into a show that's just pure comedic gold.
It's true.
And it's called Nadie, Sabe, Nada.
Which literally translates to nobody knows anything.
Exactly.
Which, spoiler alert, they kind of don't.
They don't, and yet they totally do.
Exactly.
It's amazing how they make that work, right?
It's brilliant.
So we're talking about a Spanish radio show, by the way, for anyone who doesn't speak Spanish, and heard that title and thought, what is this? And it's all about listener questions and just these hilarious anecdotes and weird news.
Random facts.
Random facts. And I will say, getting to listen to these episodes,
Yeah.
even though I don't speak Spanish, I still felt like I was in on the joke most of the time. And it's because they're just so good at what they do.
Well, and they have this way of finding humor in those universal human experiences.
Totally.
Like, you know that feeling when you open a can of tuna and it's just oil?
Oh, I was going to ask about that.
We'll get there.
Okay, perfect.
It's a real thing that happened on the show.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it already. Okay, tell me more.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And the way they just riff off each other,
Yeah.
it's just so natural, like they're just two friends hanging out.
Right.
And that's actually kind of true because they've known each other since they were kids.
Oh, wow.
So there's this great chemistry there.
Yeah.
But speaking of chemistry, have you heard about the episode where one of the hosts, Berto, shows up wearing a paper bag on his head?
Wait, what?
I'm serious.
Okay, I have to hear this. Why?
So apparently he was growing a beard for a role, and he decided to make a whole thing out of it on the show.
Like a big reveal.
Exactly.
Yeah, my gosh, I love it.
The beard unboxing, they called it.
That's hilarious. They sound like my kind of people.
Right. But, even with all the silliness, they manage to be really insightful sometimes, too.
Oh, interesting.
Like, they'll be talking about something completely ridiculous, and then suddenly, bam, they hit you with this observation that just makes you think.
Oh, I love that. Give me an example.
Well, they take the whole tunaless tuna can incident.
Okay, yes, let's talk about the tuna. What happened?
So Berto's telling this story, right? And he
Uh-huh.
gets to the part where he opens the can, expecting, tuna.
Right.
And it's just oil.
No tuna.
Nope, just oil.
Mm.
And the way he describes his thought process, it's like he's gone through every possible explanation, from a factory error to some kind of cosmic joke.
That's amazing.
And then, the best part,
Hmm.
he says he's too scared to mention the brand of tuna.
No way. Why?
He thinks they might come after him.
Oh, no. That's hilarious. I would be worried too.
Right.
But okay, so a can of tuna with no tuna.
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
It's classic Nadie, Sabe, Nada.
It is.
They take something so ordinary and turn it into comedic gold.
I love it.
But just when you think you've got them figured out, they hit you with something even more unexpected.
Like what?
Well, during one episode, Andrea, the other host, starts talking about this trip he took to Iceland.
Okay.
And he stumbles across this, well, let's call it an interesting piece of Icelandic history.
Intrigued. Go on.
He discovers that, up until very recently.
Like how recently?
We're talking 2015.
Wow. Okay. Recent.
Iceland had a law that made it perfectly legal to kill a Basque person.
Wait, hold on. Did you say it was legal to just kill someone?
Well, specifically a Basque person.
You're kidding?
I'm not. It's true. Apparently it goes back centuries.
Okay.
Some drama with Basque whalers way back when.
Of course, it's always about the whalers.
Isn't it always? But it really makes you think, right?
It does.
Like, imagine stumbling across that little tidbit in a history book.
Talk about a plot twist.
And, of course, Andrea Umberto, being Andrea Umberto,
Yeah.
they find a way to make a joke about it.
I bet they did. What'd they say?
They're like, well, we better warn our Basque friend Parada before he books another trip to Iceland.
Oh, no. That's amazing.
They're too much.
I love it. Okay, so we've got a can of tuna with no tuna. We've got a centuries-old law about, well,
Right.
What else do they have up their sleeves?
Well, now it's time to dive into the listener question portion of the show.
Oh, yes. This is my favorite part. What did the listeners want to know?
Get ready for this.
Okay.
Someone asked, if you could travel back in time, how would you prove you were from the future?
Ooh, that's a good one. I feel like we've all thought about that at some point.
Right. Like, what would be the ultimate proof?
Exactly.
And naturally, Andrea and Berto have some thoughts.
I bet they did. Lay it on me.
So they start brainstorming. Right.
Okay.
Should they try to change major historical events?
Bold move.
Or maybe spoil the ending of a famous book?
Ooh, that's good. Or how about this? Explain the internet to someone.
Yes. Imagine trying to explain memes to a medieval peasant.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I can just picture their faces.
Right. But then, just as you're getting really into the hypothetical, they hit you with this perfect dose of reality.
Oh no, what'd they say?
They basically say that time travel would probably be a huge letdown.
Really? Why?
Think about it, they say. You go back to ancient Rome, expecting some kind of epic adventure,
Right?
and what do you find?
What?
Crowds, overpriced souvenirs,
No.
bad seats for the gladiatorial games, the whole 9 yards.
So basically, it's just like being a tourist today.
Exactly. They have this way of bringing it all back down to earth.
That's so true, and honestly, a little disappointing.
I know, right?
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
but there's one story from this episode that I just can't get out of my head.
Oh, which one?
So they get this email from a listener. Okay.
And the listener is claiming that Andreu and Berto basically saved their grandmother's life.
Wait, what? Seriously?
I'm serious. Apparently, this listener's grandmother had been in a coma for weeks.
Oh, wow. That's awful.
Yeah, and doctors weren't sure if she was ever going to wake up.
Oh, no.
And then one day, out of the blue,
Yeah.
the grandmother's radio, which was playing softly in the background,
Yeah.
happened to be tuned into Nadie, Sabe,
You gotta be kidding me.
And not just any segment, but specifically their Rap de Padre segment.
Right, dad rap.
Yes.
Dad rap.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I know, right?
So what happened? Did she suddenly bust a rhyme?
Basically. The listener said that as soon as the Rap de Padre started playing,
Yeah.
their grandmother started showing signs of consciousness.
Get out of here.
I'm serious. She woke up.
No way.
I'm telling you, it's a miracle.
I mean, come on.
I know, right?
That's insane.
It's like something out of a movie.
Right. Like, who wakes up from a coma because of dad rap?
I know. It's just so Nadie sabe nada.
It really is.
It's like they have this magical power to just make the impossible possible.
Well, I don't know about magical powers.
Okay, fair enough.
But they definitely have a way of, like, reminding us not to take life too seriously.
Totally. And to find the humor in even the most unexpected places.
Exactly.
Which, honestly, I think is a pretty great lesson to learn.
It is. So thank you, Nadie Sabe Nada, for reminding us that laughter truly is the best medicine.
Hear, hear. And on that note, I think we've officially reached the end of our Nadie sabe nada deep dive.
Ah, already?
I know, I'm sad too. But hey, the good news is there's a whole world of Nadie sabe nada out there for you to explore.
That's true.
So if you're looking for a good laugh, or maybe you just need a reminder that nobody really knows anything.
Which is kind of comforting when you think about it.
It really is. I
Yeah.
highly recommend checking out Nadie sabe nada.
Absolutely. Do it.
But before we officially sign off for today, I have one last question for you.
Okay, hit me with it.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Remember that can of tuna?
The one with no tuna? How
Mhm.
could I forget?
Right. Okay, so what if, and just hear me out on this, okay?
Okay.
What if it wasn't a mistake?
What do you mean?
What if somewhere out there, there's a rogue tuna factory worker?
A rogue tuna worker.
Yes, and their only job is to fill cans with oil and then release them into the world.
Just to cause chaos.
Exactly, just to mess with us.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Right.
I kind of want to believe it now.
I know, me too. Okay, so maybe it's a long shot, but you never know.
That's the spirit. Never rule out the absurd.
Exactly. And on that note, we are officially out of here. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and most importantly,
Stay tuned for more Nadie Sabe Nada.
yes! Thank you for listening.